Hello, I am your co-host Alison Isbert. You are tuned into The Soup. Joining me are my fellow co-hosts, starting with Madam Chocolate over here on my left, and new face, Madam Ayana on my right.
Big up, big up.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you're seeing a new face. That is quite all right, people. With the soup, it's a bouillon.
That's right.
And we put in a little bit here, a little bit there, mixing the flavors. And like our cameraman, the chef says, we steam that, you know. Ooh, yeah. So that's what it's all about. Yeah. Now, today on my way to the soup, I was listening to music, as I always do. My radio is hardly ever turned on, it's a CD. And one of my influences is country and western. I grew up on that. But for me, when I think of music and what it does, what it means, it's my blanket. It soothes my soul when I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm just feeling just a little bit down. There are the songs that I go to. And so music for me really feeds my soul. So whether it be gospel, country and western, my go-to, or it's calypso or soca. Every so often you wanna wind that little waist, you know, and all that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, girl.
Exactly. So, you know, depending on the mood you go. Ladies, what does music mean to you? What is your favorite genre? Favorite song even? Well, as for you, who say music?
Right,
so
musician.
Favorite
genre, oh my goodness, anything that makes sense. That is like my biggest, that is the biggest issue in my generation, the fact that there are just not that many songs that make sense, you know what I'm saying? However, I love my Denry segments, let me tell you. Okay? And I can't say the Denry segment makes that much sense, but everything has its purpose. You mentioned music has its purpose. Music can be used in therapy. That is how effective it could be, you know? So I just love anything that makes sense. I love gospel. And for me, gospel needs to be, a song for me to love needs to be something that makes me cry, like really makes me feel connected. Then I'm a dancer as well. So give me anything that I can move to and feel to. But definitely, I just love when people take the effort and they use the amazing beats that producers make and attach some great lyrics to it. Unless you're just making it for me to whine, as you said, okay?
And there's that,
okay,
yes, there's that. Madam Chocolate, I know you to be a singer. You feel it, you breathe it, you eat it, you lick it, you everything music.
I didn't even know that.
So do I need to ask you what music means to you? I think by now, or do you think by now?
She is music, right?
High five.
Yes.
Okay, so let me add mine to that then.
Listen, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you. That was just divine intervention there. Music is me, and even in my bio, I've said it before, music has done everything for me. And it's not just because I love music, but because music has given me therapy in the worst times ever. When I lost my mom, I just buried my head in music. In my childhood, I had some difficult times as well, and music was what it was, who brought me to a smiley face every single day. So when people, surprisingly in college, told me, I'm always so happy-go-lucky, I was breaking inside from troubles, but music was my go-to, my refuge, my everything. So when it comes to music, I don't really have a special genre that I love. When nobody's in the house, I put on some hardcore jazz standards because I love that. When I'm working, I put on soca and the Denry segment. When I'm hanging with my friends, depending on which friends I'm hanging with, we do our hip hop, whatever it is. Yeah. But I'm versatile, but music is my everything, and I will never stop. I prefer to leave my job and do music full time. But for now, I'm relying on the standard pays that comes in monthly. But to answer your question, music is everything to me, every single thing.
So then, audience, my question to you would be, and I would really love you to answer that for yourself. When you're tired, when that man has just hit that last nerve, or when that child, you're ready to throw them into the pot too and cook them up, and hey, let's be real, they do. They drive you nuts, and you want to find a way to put them aside. Now, I'm not saying that to mean put your child in the pot. You should know better than that.
We don't know, Alison. We don't know what you mean.
But when that mood strikes, whatever that mood may be, what do you turn to? Is it music? And if it is music, then what type of music? You know what you can do? Drop us a line on our Instagram handle, on our Facebook page, and tell us, this is what music means to me. This is what music has done for me. This is how music has pulled me out. And when I really want to experience it and dance it, and I'm going to go to Calypso, I'm going to go to Soca, I'm going to go to On the Bay, where Chocolate normally does her thing, and getting that kind of music. Or maybe at your home, you're just in your panty and bra, and you're letting it loose. Or do like Tia Mari, cleaning in a house.
With the broomstick.
And just, whoa, yeah, bring out that inner singer person. Yeah, but music, I think, is something that is influential. Music also, I think, is a life-changing.
Yes.
At least it has been for me. When I lost my mom, who died in my arms, her music, her kind of music was what got me there bit by bit. But we're saying all of that, people, to bring us into our next segment.
I want to ask Chocolate, though, being a female musician, I'm just curious as to, do you think there's a difference between men and women in music?
I don't think there is really. But that's a whole different topic when it comes to the pay, etc.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And we know how that goes.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
I think if you love it, nobody's going to change that for you. But speaking of men and women, I've had the opportunity of working with several men in the music industry, and one that stands out, and I say stands as in present tense because I've still not come to grips with such a great loss. And I'm talking about no other than the great musical, cultural icon and patriot, Francis Lebo Dilima, who has recently passed away.
Correct.
And it hits our music community hard. I mean, music is a driving force of a culture. Way back in American slavery times, jazz was brought up, was born. So that's how deep music is for us. So when you lose someone like Lebo, who has been a producer, a teacher, a brother for many of our musicians, our artists, and he's been teaching all studios island-wide. He shared his information so he could teach new producers how to bring about the best music in St. Lucia and out of St. Lucia internationally. It really hit hard getting to know that he died, but he died he battled valiantly with cancer. Valiantly. How did
so many people were in the fight with him. I know so many people contributed.
The entire country fought with him, and it was just resounding to see so many artists coming together, doing island-wide concerts to raise funds. Whatever it took, they just gave off their talent because we did not want to lose him. No matter what, we were just holding on to him.
And I think what made it so great and made our fellow Saint Lucians come out in such huge support for the cause is that it was more than just him, the musician, but Lebo the brother, Lebo the father, Lebo the son, Lebo the friend. I did not know him on any personal level, but he had influence, you know. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, Father, I really, really wanted him to win the fight. You know, I really did. And I was like, oh, that is how I went.
It was hard.
Like,
it was hard.
oh, you know. And so for those of you listening, you have your own experience of what your interactions with him may have been, or even what it felt like. But as we go into the rest of our show, he may come up again because our topic has to do with music, the jazz sampler.
Yes.
But
hold on.
Not only
if I may
yeah,
share this, having a personal experience with Lebo, he taught you how to write, and he was very polite in all of what he's doing, and that is why so many people saw him
Just
as
an
a brother,
angel,
because he wasn't pompous or anything
nothing
like that,
selfish
you know?
about it.
Yeah,
Nothing at all. Yes.
But the management and staff of the Soup wishes to express sincere condolences to the wife, Amanda Dilima, his family, his close friends. It's a very emotional time, so we just want to express our sincerest condolences to you. We're with you. And on that note, we'll be right back.
Yes.
The problem starts with finding a suitable spot. It extends to double parking. Offloading zones are ignored, thus inconveniencing commercial activity. Handicapped spots are occupied by drivers who use the quick errand excuse. And of course, there's the constant fear of parking tickets. In an effort to curb these and other parking-related issues, the Castries City Council will be implementing short-term paid parking. $3 an hour can save you $500 in parking tickets. Short-term paid parking, coming soon.
And welcome back to the soup. Now, the dust has settled. That was a lot we had to say, but it's good to be back. And this segment, we want you to get to know a very special someone. He is a household name, but today we're going to know more about the singer, producer, the father, and the radio announcer.
I like to lime, I like to jam, I like to have a good time. I like party, I like sensei, I like to free me body. What wrong with that?
As long as you're jumping up and you hurt nobody.
What wrong with that?
As long as you're feeling nice inside the party.
What wrong with that? We should be scared, this thing dread, where we are heading. This pattern should not be a trend. We are cursed if we don't reverse this pattern of living. We can no longer pretend. Poison, waiting and drinking poison. Watch what you eat, watch what you drink, watch the foods you buy. Anyhow, poison, waiting and drinking
TC Brown
poison.
in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Happy to have you. Welcome.
Some good company here today.
Yeah, man. So, TC, a lot of people know your voice
Yeah.
because you're always on the wave.
Yep.
And sometimes you just let loose that Barry White in that voice.
Yep.
And have the lady swooning, always calling for a reason.
Okay.
But first of all, we want to know where the name, what the name TC Brown stands for. Is this part of what we would see on your birth certificate?
No, you wouldn't see that actually. Maybe parts of it. Parts of it. Interesting, you know, I remember when I started radio, which was a RCI. I was going back to what, maybe 94, somewhere around there. 1994. I remember the then manager who was Christian Bonnell was his name. I remember him telling me, you need to get a sobriquet, right? You need to get something, you know, don't go your normal name, because, and by that time people already knew me, you know, in different circles if I went with my name. So I thought about it for a while. I remember on the ship, while I did the stint on the ship with the band Summit, I did this song, I used to perform this song called Bad Leroy Brown.
Okay.
Bad Leroy Brown, meanest guy in the whole damn town. So the guys in the band started calling me Brown, just because of the, you know, the effect the song had on the our audience.
that good with it.
Every time we performed it, it went down well.
So that was your
So I
signature
just put
song.
it, yeah. So I kind of just put it together. Let's, you know, why not TC Brown, Terry Cadet, and just pushing the Brown there, and it worked.
It's stuck. It's good.
You know, it worked. And, you know, it took a while for people to put the Terry Cadet, the face to the TC Brown. You know, right?
And there I was
And
thinking
there
you
it
took
was.
Brown from your mother, whereas Cadet was your father, and all that kind of thing, you know?
Related to Browns.
Now, I love that she mentioned mother, because now Mama Rose, is that is?
Yes.
So Mama Rose Pots and Pans.
Yes,
That's where the music
yes,
started
that's
for
where it
you.
all
Tell me
started.
about this. This is what I want to know.
Interesting, you know, growing up, well, now the kids have all the internet and all the different devices to entertain
Yes, they
themselves.
do.
Yes.
But back then, you know, it was like, you know, I remember all the kids in the yard. We used to do queen shows. We used to do modeling shows, you know,
Imagine that.
growing up in the yard, you know. So where I am, I decided, well, hey, I could be the entertainment, you know. So I started taking a box. I'm on a pan cover to create the symbols.
Wow.
Nice.
Different stuff, you know,
Creative even
and
then.
yeah, you know, and it worked. It worked, you know, because apparently, well, music was in me from that time, because it didn't take anything from me to create a rhythm. You give me any sticker, I could create it right here on myself.
It's amazing.
So it takes anything, because it's
Lovely.
just in you, it's just in me, you know. So to create the rhythm wasn't a problem at all. It was just to get the right sounding pot and pan. And that's what it was.
And you
know,
had
at
that
the
perfect
time.
listening ear, so you know
Yeah.
that pot Maybe that one.
Yep. I
kind of
tried
thing.
a few without my mother's knowledge. I
Right,
tried a
because
few.
I'm thinking my mother would kill me. Okay, I cannot
Oh,
just
yes,
walk around
yes,
beating
yes,
the
yes.
woman's pots and pans. So,
I tried.
so was yours like? Was she like pushing you? Was it something that was like, wow, my son has
Yeah.
something going on for him right
I
now?
don't think, because a lot of it happened under the house. Because the house was on stilts and I did everything under there. So I don't think she knew exactly what was
Oh, okay. So it was a secret thing going
Yeah, it
on.
was more. I remember people walking through the yard, you know, and hearing rhythm and trying to see where it's coming from, and they couldn't see anything because I was deep under the house, you know, and playing that rhythm. So I don't think she really had an idea
Of what's going
until I dropped the bio.
So what about your father, though? What did your father have to say about that?
Well, I'm one of those, you know, the usual story in Saint Lucia, fatherless children, somewhat, you know. So I'm one of those. I never
I can
raised
relate,
up,
yes.
never raised up with a father, you know, never had that father relationship. My mother was both, and she did a very good job.
That's
of that,
amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing.
So you were downstairs.
Good job, Mama Rose.
Yeah.
Playing music and everything. Were any siblings, cousins involved? Anybody else was with you?
It was just me. It was always just me. I think in in my family immediate, I'm the only musician in there.
Oh, you
How it happened, I don't know.
So what about them boys in the yard? Weren't they helpful?
Not at all. I think they're more like,
Strictly you.
you know, they participated by watching. Like, you know, it was always just me on, you know, pots and pans and doing my
So
thing.
you were not the music director?
Not yet.
And what about the family that you've now created? What sorts are you trying to push musicians in the family, or?
Well, I have an interesting daughter,
Yes.
you know, Temba, which, whilst raising her, I remember saying to her mom, Claudine, that we're not going to push her in any one direction, in any particular direction. Let her be her own self.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm happy to say the person that she turned out to be. Every time I look at her, I smile, you know, because I'm seeing the things I like, the independence, you know, the do it for yourself kind of way, the think for yourself person. I'm seeing that in her. And I feel proud every time I
That's
see it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Does she know about all your experiences on the cruise ship, singing in the UK? She knows all
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be bringing all of your experiences to the Jazz Sampler? Because I know last year you were one of the talents on the
Yep.
Jazz Sampler.
Yep.
First of all, tell me how that experience was with last year, and what are you bringing to the Jazz Sampler this year?
I will go back even further. I remember the very first Jazz Sampler, which was held at the Indies nightclub. I remember that because I think my radio station, The Wave, was a part of that as well. I remember sitting upstairs and watching Miniva have one-on-one interviews with the artists, and I'm there thinking, wow, that's an amazing setup, you know, that's really cool. I would love to be on that stage, you know, to have that kind of attention. Because with Calypso, it's almost like, give me something. And if you give me something good, I will put you out.
Then, right.
But this was a setup, it was deliberate setup. It was set up for the artist. It was set up to enjoy the artist and to learn the artist as well. So I really like that setup from Jazz
Beautiful.
Sampler. So I remember sitting there and thinking, boy, will I ever get an opportunity to be on Jazz Sampler? And it came last year.
Wow.
You know, and I remember telling myself, all right, that's it. You're going to let them have it. You're going to bring
So
on
did
that.
you let them have it?
Well, did you have it? I think they did. I had fun. I had a lot of fun that night. Jazz Sampler represents a lot of things that I like. I like the professionalism. I like the attention. I like the marketing strategy about it. I like the focus, the way you focus on the artist. It's something that every artist should want to be part of. And I was happy I was part of it last year. It was a blast. Trust me, it was a blast. And I'm looking forward to
This year.
even
So
more.
what are you bringing to the table this year?
Yes.
What's going to be different this year as opposed to
Tell
last
us your
year?
secrets. I want to know the surprise.
To me, that's a question for these Jazz Sampler ladies, you know, because they have, they have a lot. What I like about Jazz Sampler is Jazz Sampler 6, right? What I like about Jazz Sampler 6 is the focus on original music. I like
Lovely.
that. So I get to, and to take it away from its genre and put it in another genre. So they will have a lot of different things going on. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't want to mess up the surprise, but
Okay,
yeah, it will be originality with a difference.
Now,
And
in
I'm
your
looking forward to it.
repertoire, you are known for the type of songs that you have. And one of my favorites is Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
Gosh, but I love
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
What was the idea behind that song? What made you decide to write it and to sit and think about the lyrics and, you know, let it flow the way it has, etc.?
That's a calypso, right?
It's a calypso. That song is so much bigger than me. First up, it was written by Face Calix, who's been my writer for many, many years.
Okay.
I remember when he sent me the demo of the song. I played it over and over and thinking, gosh, that's a big tune. So here I am trying to get the chords, because every song I sing, I try to interpret it on
Internalize.
guitar.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's important for me that I understand what's happening musically with it, so I could fit myself in. I remember getting the chords for the song and driving up to Cap de Point, which is a place I normally go to just chill, you know, get the wind. And I remember going through the song on my guitar, and people started coming on my flesh, and I'm like, whoa, you know, how am I going to bring that to that audience? You know, I was a little bit nervous, a lot of nervous at the time.
Really?
And I remember the first night, singing that song at the Cultural Center, and not a word. You could hear a pin drop on everybody, you know, so you could imagine the nerves, you know, and when I'm through with the song, then I'm getting the encore. I'm like, whoa, all right. So it worked, you know.
I remember that night. I was there, and it was just,
Yeah.
it was, I think people were just so passionate by the richness in the lyrics of the song.
It's
They
very,
could
it's an
identify.
honest song, you know. It's an honest song, you know. It asking the right thing. Where those people, you know, used to be so popular, you know, what happened to them? You know, it's a
And I
really
think-
honest song, and we all can relate. So I guess that's why it really took off even.
And for me, when I first heard it, I listened to the first verse. But you really got me at that first chorus. And I was like, wow, somebody acknowledged, somebody's saying, and somebody's giving the kudos, but also asking the question, so what now? Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're asking the question, where are they now? What would you want your legacy to be? You wouldn't want anybody asking, where is T.C. Brown? Right?
At all.
Well, at some point, but you know, it's my intention to, you know, to leave back enough, enough good music, enough good, you know, how do I put it? Just want to leave that people could see you as a good reflection, you know, a good role model, a good everything, you know, because it's similar to, look how we lost Lebo, you know, and I'm thinking he left a very good legacy, because he did quite a lot of good work. His personality, the kind of person he was, that's the kind of, you know, I would like, you know.
I'm so proud of you that
kind of legacy
you
I would
mentioned
like.
that. Francis Lebo Dilema, music producer, and you guys shared a really great friendship
Yes, we did.
and musicianship, because you are also a producer. You have a music studio at your
Yep.
house.
And
You
it was
also
always
are
a learning
mu-
process with Lebo.
Yeah, he
Whenever I
was
would meet
always
better,
willing to
yeah.
teach and stuff. And you also are literate in music. Which
Yes.
instruments you play? You play the
Classical
guitar.
A little, dabble a little on
Yes.
piano, but I
Right.
studied classical guitar properly.
Oh boy! So when you learned of his passing, how did you react
Cold,
to that?
really, it was really cold. You know, we in the fraternity, we kind of had the idea where it was leading, but hearing it really, shook my soul, because I even used words like unfair, and you know, I remember talking to you via WhatsApp and say I felt as if it was really unfair, because I felt he had so much more to offer. Such a wonderful person he was,
Yeah.
you know, and I know that for a fact, because it's not just, you know, saying that about somebody now that they're gone. He was really, truly a humble person, a wonderful person, a calm person. All the things I think of myself, I kind of see it in him a lot of the time. You know, so it was really a cold feeling when I heard his passing.
And I get the feeling, God forbid, that it ever were to be you, the same things you said, the same thoughts you had, and the same feelings you have are those that others will have about you.
Well, I'd like to think so, because it was he was a really, really good guy. He was.
But I want to ask you something. Audience, I'm going to ask him a secret that I'm sure you want to know. What is your secret habit? I really want to know that secret habit that you have.
The secret habit?
Now be honest now, no lying.
How do I say it? Well, chocolate knows.
This is live TV, PG-13. Do I really know?
Yes. So it's not such a secret then. It's a secret that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Well, a secret, I don't know. I don't know how to
And if
say
you tell it, it may no longer be a secret. But I want
That
you to
is
say
it.
it anyway.
That is it. I don't know. Secret habit.
But
Because everybody knows me.
I don't
I'm an
think,
open
I don't think
book.
it's something that you hide
Yeah.
from.
I'm
Just
a
like Bob
very
Marley,
open-
he
yeah.
was, even in his casket, they laid next to him, apart from an instrument, his ganja.
There you
So,
go. There you go,
I don't think
ladies
it's
and
something that
gentlemen.
you shy about.
when you say secret, because for me it's not a secret,
not a secret.
because
It's an open secret.
everybody around me I deal with knows, that I am a weed smoker. I've never hid it from anybody, my daughter, or anybody.
Okay, but Jazz, before you incriminate yourself there, okay? Yes. Now, let me tell you, it was such an amazing opportunity to have you on the show. We appreciate it so very much.
Good to be here.
Now, I know you've gone from pots and pans to being a classical guitar musician to being on the cruise ship for like 8 years it was.
Yeah, about,
okay,
yeah.
and then of course you were a reigning Calypso monarch at one point in time, and I feel like I'm in the presence of a great man.
Yeah.
Someday I need you to be on Oprah someday, okay? That's what you have to do. So everyone, thank you so much, and you will be back with us again for some more hot people with hot voices. Stay tuned.
To come in a session where there is plenty woman, so I could jam on the bam bam and I could have a good time. What wrong with that?
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Music is our love, and jazz sampler is just one of the flavorings for the love of music. Just before the break, we had T.C. Brown talking about his love of music, his history, and his future leanings. Today, right now, we have some of the lovely ladies of sisterhood. We have with us Minerva Ross. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm so happy about that. And of course, joining us too is Lydia Theobald.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, lady.
Thank you.
That is the running theme, or that is the theme set for you guys, in terms of it being real people making real music. I love that. Although somebody could question what exactly is real music, but we are here to talk about that now. So, I'm feeling that it must be great to see your brainchild grow from being a baby to being a jazz lady. 6 years into the making, right? Because this would be Jazz Sampler 6.
Absolutely.
Give us a little bit of your interesting history looking at the Jazz Sampler. Or even sisterhood, being the persons starting off a Jazz Sampler.
Yes. It has been an exciting journey, and you are correct. It is Jazz Sampler 6. We didn't, to be very honest, I think when we started out, we didn't project we weren't sure how far we would go with it. We just knew that there was a need that we needed to satisfy at the time. And I think the year was 2012. Sisterhood had just been called to be part of the lineup for Jazz in the South. So we were preparing for Jazz in the South. But while we were preparing for Jazz in the South, we were expensing so much on rehearsals, a band, a rehearsal room, costuming, etc., etc. Meanwhile, the revenue coming from that one event would not even cover the basic costs for preparing for that event. So we thought we needed to now secure for ourselves more opportunities to generate revenue. That is how we came up one day out of rehearsal, standing in the parking lot at Indies. We came up with the idea of the Jazz Sampler, an exhibition that gave us the opportunity leading into jazz to actually promote our music, promote ourselves, and that's how it started. We decided to call some of our friends as part of the fraternity, and they agreed and said, guys, no one's getting paid for this, and to this day we've not been able to pay anyone, because it is really an exhibition. It's a promotional event that we stage every year moving into the season to get an opportunity to be on other events and other showcases to generate revenue for ourselves. So it's Jazz Sampler 6. I mean, it's grown since, obviously. So much has happened, but I think the whole rationale behind it, the basis for it remains the same.
And that is what I love about being women, being female. We're just fabulous that way. Look at how you saw a need and making that need work for you. And in the end, it ended up working out for the public. 6 years. And not only that, but the fact that you have been able to keep it interesting. How do you guys go about ensuring that your audience keep coming back, that your sponsors keep with you, and you get bigger and better ones?
Well, I think what we concentrate mainly on is the quality of the show, the production. We want to give you something that's worth your money spending. We don't want you to just come to the cultural center and it's just another show. So we really sit down a couple of months ahead of the show, like 5-6 months, putting down what it is it's going to be, the theme, the decor, you know, and what artists would fit into the theme of the show. So for us, we really want to give you a quality show to come to.
That's amazing. You have a diverse set of talented women in sisterhood, right? Each bringing to the group a unique talent and a unique vocal style. Can you share some of that with us?
Maybe I should let Lydia go this, because I'm like, both in terms of tenure, age, I'm the youngest.
She's the youngest in the group.
And, and I've just been learning a lot from these ladies. I have to say this, so I have to put this in. Many years ago, many years ago, when the
now that makes you sound so intense.
I know, but it seems like me to be so many years ago, when they first debuted on the Jazz Sampler, the Jazz Sampler, the Jazz main stage at Pigeon Island. I happened to be there in a different capacity. And I thought, oh my God, group. And then years later, I get the opportunity to be, and I'm still in awe of sisterhood. I really am. Even being part of the group, pinch myself sometimes. Am I really part of this group? I actually am.
Now, mind you, she's sounding so much like a novice, but she comes from a history of being a lead singer with a band, traveling and so on. So that is telling us how much more sisterhood is made of. So I'm listening. Tell us about
Cheryl, you know, came from a background of Calypso. Cheryl and Colors. That's what
I'm
they
still
call her,
because I am such a fan.
They still call us Cheryl and Colors. So I guess she made an impact, right?
Yes.
And then we have Davis. Davis came from Reasons, lead singer for Reasons, and then she went into Calypso. And I am not really a front singer. I like the back.
Okay.
I
Don't
like
ask
to
me
do.
why, but
I like to do
Exactly.
background
very
singing.
sultry voice, very sultry
I
voice.
like managing the show.
Wardrobe.
Decor, makeup, hair. That's the
And
kind
you're
of
coming
thing.
from a Carnival Queen background.
Yes, kind
So,
of, yeah.
yeah.
So
Decor,
that's for me, yes. And Minerva does, she comes to the band, the lead singer of her band.
DN5.
DN5.
Oh,
But that was
yes, the
soca.
band.
That was, yeah.
So you've mentioned soca, calypso. Yeah, go ahead, go on.
She's also the marketing brain for the group
Yes,
Sisterhood. Davis does the decor, I do the hair, makeup, Cheryl handles the artists. So
That's great.
we all bring everything
And you know,
together.
you have the adjectives dynamic, versatile, classic, stylish, and sexy. who fits into what in the group? That's what I want to know.
You know what's amazing about this group and being part of this group? We work so well as a team. I mean, we have our cat fights, trust me. We never walk away angry though. Usually before it's over, somebody cracks a joke or pulls the cork off a bottle of wine and we're good.
Yeah, we always do.
Yeah, we always do that. So, you know, she brings the wine, somebody brings the chicken wings, and we usually just always get along. So at any point in time, any of us is taking on a different cap.
That's great.
And so we are all dynamic in different ways. And when it calls to step up to the plate, we just all have to. We come out as a team. You will never ever get an opportunity to see us disjointed.
That's what we want to know, and that's what I admire the most. The fact that as a group you've existed, you came on board, and it's still existing. You guys created the jazz sampler, which has become something so amazing. And today you can keep saying us, and when you say us, you're referring to the four of you from the beginning. So now Destiny's Childs broke up. You understand? Beyonce went solo. How did you guys do it? That is beautiful.
Stay together?
Yes. What is the key thing within the sisterhood?
Yeah. We respect each other. We value each other's opinions, and we understand that we are better together than apart.
I love that.
Each of us each have a different skill set. So we each bring that to the table. So we respect. So we know what Cheryl does. We know what Lydia does. I know what I do. Davis knows what she does. And even when we come together, we still always. So Lydia, even if I said, I don't like this year, I'm kind of struggling with the wardrobe. But, you know, I'm going to eventually have to acquiesce.
I told you have to listen to me.
I have to listen to her because that's her.
The boss has spoken.
So, you know, at the end of the day, it's respecting each other's opinions, even as part of the
And
team.
not only that, I think we all have a love for the arts.
That's beautiful.
Every single one of us. Yeah.
Now, who you said really loves the decor?
Davis.
Now, because from what I've heard, the Cultural Center transforms into something amazing. Now, how much goes into the planning of that? Like, do you sit down? Is there like a drawing board, a million different ideas, colors, and then you just get the right one? Or is it she just knows?
No. She brings it to the table.
Yeah?
Different ideas, and then we all sit down and come up to one.
That is something amazing. I think that's one of the most fantastic things about the entire event.
She runs with it because that's her field, but we all have a little input into the final.
So when you guys go in after the decoration has been done before the event, do you go and you stand there like, oh,
we always do
my goodness?
Wow.
Yeah, that is our baby. We did that.
Beautiful. Now, last year's color was red.
Just the love edition.
Black. It was the love edition. What's happening this year?
Is it
what
passion?
should we expect?
Passion.
This year it's a classic feel.
Ooh.
Okay.
Formal, black, white, touch of gold, silver.
Oh my goodness, your commercial is fantastic. Oh my word. I'm like, why was I not in this commercial? I was quite jealous, let me tell you.
The commercial is kind of like a James Bond commercial.
It is on the
so amazing.
And
I wanted to know, I'm like, I can't sing, but so maybe that's why they didn't call me. Fine, I let it go, you know. But I'm like, but I saw Emil, and I know Emil is fantastic. I'm like, wait, so what is Emil doing there?
Speak on Emil.
I mean, I just cannot wait to see this man get on stage. Emil is a powerhouse, by the way. I mean, I never knew him except for when he did my hair. So when Emil called us once and said, hey, I have a song for you to listen to. I listened, we listened.
That's not Emil.
That's not you. Really? Like, yeah, that's me. And then the cherry on top is he writes and produces his own music. And he's so poetic. And not that he's sexy, you know. He has this Idris Elba, you know, salt and pepper thing going on. And he knows it. And he you know, the little essence of British, you know, there's very classy. I mean, for me, that is the most anticipated for me. I mean, all of our artists are going to just blow you away, especially given what we've done this year. We're focusing on original music, so everyone's bringing local music and their own music to the table. But you are going to see some interesting twists and turns, and it's just going to be off the chain.
Then I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I know Ayana wants to ask that, but I really need to ask. Last year, that special thing that you guys did was the proposal.
That was completely. Listen, jazz sampling inspires so many people in so many ways. To be very honest, people just want to be part of the event in any which way they can be. And so we're inundated with calls every day. You're asking, how do we choose them? We have right now backlog.
Oh, wow.
of persons.
Nice.
We've been turning people down. It hurts us that we only have just so much real estate to put people on. Right,
But it
Lydia?
speaks to the quality
Lydia
and
could tell you
importance,
every
yeah?
day, you know, we get calls and amazing music. There's some people we wish we could have accommodated this year. We're just going to have to wait.
That's great.
Chocolate wanted to know how the proposal came about.
Yeah, I want to know if it was
Yes,
planned.
It was not
It
planned.
was not planned.
It was not planned.
It was, that's what I was saying. It,
Yeah.
Jazz sample inspires people. The gentleman said, I would like to. And we thought, how do we, you know?
Accommodate.
The same night?
No, prior.
Okay.
So what we're saying is it was planned but not planned because we
Right.
didn't know what he was going to
Right.
do. We were taking a big risk by opening up our event to a complete
Right.
unknown, a stranger. It's not part of the format, but it's a reality show. It's real people. That's musical. It's real people, real music. However you feel it, it's passionate. And we're like, okay, Cheryl was like, because Cheryl's program. So like, Cheryl, can you do it? She's like, we don't know what to expect here. We're like, well, let's go for it. And we went for it and it worked. And she said yes. Thank God. Because we weren't even sure if we were going to get a yes.
So
you
you
know.
were invited to the wedding?
No.
No, but that's all right. We were just happy to be part of that.
I was thinking you guys should be like the featured band at that wedding.
No, it's okay. We were just too happy for them to
Now,
use us
I
that
love
way.
that you're talking about inspiration and you're talking about artist selection. Now, had I been a singer, like I mentioned before, maybe I can pitch a little something to you after, you know, you realize I'm trying to pitch myself here. Now, the Heineken Light Vocal Scholarship to Berkeley. Now, I can't apply for it, but those who can, let them know how. What is that about? What is happening? The singers out there, listen, this is for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I know. This is the most amazing thing that's happened for us. When we first started this off, of course, we started out just wanting a main stage for Saint Lucian acts and to be able to promote an exhibit. So we've done that, but then we realized that we, except for a few of our artists and our friends, we've not really broken any real barriers. And so we've always wanted it to be also an educative aspect to the jazz sample. So we've had workshops and we've had programs and we've brought people in, they've sat, we've done entertainment, law, marketing, a number of things every year we do. So the next step was for us to take it internationally. We needed to send somebody out, prepare them and send them out. So when we sat with Heineken, because they've got WLBL and Heineken, they've been partners with us for a while. When we sat with Roberto and Mindy this year, we said we need to do something amazing. We want to do this. And they were like, well, let's do the scholarship. Like, are you all serious? Are you going to do this? Like, yeah, let's do this. So we called it Berkeley College.
Just like that.
Just like that. And we were like, it's happening. It's happening. So one of the vocalists and out of our cast this year will be heading off to Berkeley for vocal
But
training.
how do you go about choosing who it's going to be?
You see, and that's the interesting thing again. We are looking, and we've always tried through the Jazz Sampler and our educative programs to build the most well-rounded artist. The ones who show up on time, the ones who answer their email, the ones who are courteous and professional, who can follow instructions, the one who understand their skill, you know, and can actually use that and interpret that. So we have an entire criteria that has been published in the media as well.
There's no age factor.
No age factor. Everyone's open to everybody.
This is just
And of
amazing.
course,
I'm sorry,
of
go
course,
ahead.
the performance on the night would seal it off.
That's so great. Now, I hope that everyone can find information about this on your Facebook page and online and everything, because
Yes.
they definitely need to
Yes,
get more
it's been
about
published.
it. All right, now, fantastic. Now, last year, from what I understand, there was a cocktail hour included, right? So will that be around for this year? And tell the people now, before you leave us, why they need to be at the Jazz Sampler. This is your time to let us know. I'm coming anyway, but tell them why they need to be there.
First of all, the Jazz Sampler is not just a show, it's an experience.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
And you come for the cocktails, 7 to 8. Have a chance to mingle with your friends, those you haven't seen for years. Talk about the Jazz Sampler if you've been there previous years. You know, talk about different things. And from there, of course, we have Massey Gourmet on board with us this year. And we have someone else, but it's not confirmed this yet. Lovely. Yes, and we have JP Shanae, the wines and the chairman's cocktail. So that's all going to be there.
And the food is free. And last year we had so much food that
They were begging people to take away.
We had to do takeaways. There was just so much good food.
You still waiting to be convinced as to why you should come?
I think everyone needs to be
And
there.
from there, 8 o'clock on the dot, we start the
Start
show.
on time.
Oh, you lie.
Every year.
Every year we start.
We
on
don't
time.
do that.
No,
You
if you know
really?
Cheryl, you will believe they start on time.
Stickler.
That is
So guys,
really
who are the
amazing.
artists for 2018? Quickly tell us, because I know you want to do a little acknowledgement for your sponsors as well.
We have, well, first of all, our musical director is Daniel, very young, and we try to work with
My
a lot of young
boy.
musicians. He's amazing, perfect for this particular jazz sampler. Stacey Mancharles, no stranger to jazz sampler. Well, we mentioned Emil Williams as well. Patsy Cadet, we're doing a lot with her, showing as well that we can go across genders, across age, no discrimination here. Arthur Allen and Rashad Joseph, well, TC, Chrissy. Anisha Antoine Mocha, she goes by the name Mocha, amazing vocalist, and she's also a dancer. So we'll see how she brings that all together. Ethan Fletcher, so that's a little bit of spoken word, a little bit of poetry, just to break the momentum a little bit, the monotony rather. Isman Lovens and Rashad are doing something special with our Luther Francois.
Nice.
Luther is with us, and
I am
I
really
cannot
getting
say, that's just like
Amazing.
amazing. KO is coming all the way from Halifax to perform with Sisterhood. And as a matter of fact, Sisterhood was responsible for launching his career. So he's decided to come back and work with us.
So that's the segue of jazz and hip hop.
It's a lot going on. It's a
Wow.
lot
So
going
great.
on. And
Oh
then
my
we have
goodness.
Shemi and Nerdy. That's
That's an interesting act.
You know what? This I don't even
You
understand
need to be there.
why anyone
And
would not be coming
a young
again.
man who goes by the name of Shaquille Quarter. We call him our Wakanda Prince.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
found
coming
him
from
in
Soufre.
Now,
It's a
okay,
gem.
we have the Wakandan from Soufre coming in, everyone, so you need to be there, all right? So thank you so much, ladies. Everyone, they were fantastic here today. They are so much more than just a group. They are minds, and they are a sisterhood. Stay tuned with us, because there's much more for us.
In an effort to reduce congestion within the nation's capital, the Castries Constituency Council will be implementing short-term paid parking in a phased approach. 10 terminals will be installed on the following streets: Bridge, Brogley, Urban, Jean-Baptiste, Miku, Labrie, Pinier, High Street, and in the William Peter Boulevard. Short-term paid parking will run from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday. To find out more, log on to the Castries Constituency Council's Facebook page. $3 an hour could save you $500 in parking tickets. Short-term paid parking, coming soon.
And as always, it's always a pleasure to be on the soup, but it's so sad to always say goodbye. But don't you go anywhere, because we'll be same place, same channel, same time. But before we leave, I want to say thank you so much to the beautiful ladies who joined us here to tell us about the jazz sampler. Thank you to Linus Terry Cadet. Do you know who I'm talking about? T.C. Brown, the producer, radio announcer, singer, and he's also going to be one of the artists on the jazz sampler. I want to say special thanks to Empress Ali for making us look flawless. I did not wake up like this.
And if you want to see how good she is, check out her Instagram handle.
That's right.
Under Island Empress Ali.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
She's also on Facebook as well, so check her out. Special thanks to Lucky Cosmetics, of course, for providing the stuff. My lashes are not long. My mom is not Indian. Thank you very much, Zenith Williams, for designing our set. I just feel like top class. It's not too much, it's just perfect, classy.
Yes.
Do you guys approve? Okay, because
We're talking to
the experts, right? So we had a wonderful conversation with you guys. There's a lot happening for the jazz sampler. Anyone or people that you want to acknowledge?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've had some sponsors who've been with us from inception. Heineken Light, as we mentioned, the vocal scholarship, they're responsible for that and so much more. Events Company of Saint Lucia, they've been supporting us now for 2 years. Tams Travel, they've been with us from inception. Lucilec, All Biz Media, responsible for that slamming
Commercial.
TV commercial. Bradley and Guillaume, Digicel. We're happy to have them back with us this year. Bellevue Properties, an interesting sponsor of ours, really special sponsor. Also a die-hard fan of Jazz Sampler, Miss Heather Flosack. JP Chenet, Chairman, Sagiko Quartz. They're responsible for our chat room. They've always done our chat room for us every year from inception, 2012 to date. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can get out of that
The
this
chat
year.
room is on Facebook at the time of the event. What is it? When
It's
is
the
it
chat
happening?
room is actually a part of the event where we bring the artists on and sponsors and talk with them. That's a nuance to the whole
interview segment everyone's talking
exactly.
about.
That's what it
Fantastic,
is.
yes.
This year we have Black Up Makeup. It's actually a cosmetic
yes.
line from Paris.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they're actually coming down to do some demos with us in a few weeks. So we're looking forward to that. But they will be there with us for the showcase. And Dunstan Joseph, who's a good friend and partner as well. Of course, did I mention Massey? We did say Massey Gomez
Yes.
giving us some food. And we just have so many persons. I mean, the list
I must say.
is from here to there. But we're just really
Giant
grateful.
corporates.
Giant corporates. We're very grateful for
Because
the
of how great
support.
you are, they know it. They
They
see
know
it.
it.
Well, they know
Exactly.
who they're
And there is-
Of course,
associating
we
with.
need to also say quickly that people need to go out and get their tickets.
Right.
The sell outlets,
Tapas
on the Bay, Steve's Barbershop,
Yes.
and the
Are there any
Waitlist.
early bird tickets?
That would have
say
passed.
yes.
That's passed. Yes. There's only
It's
$100
now
EC for all of
Okay.
that, plus a free cocktail.
So I want
Alright.
to encourage Saint Lucians, everyone out there to come and support your own.
I
It's going to be
fully
great.
agree.
The St. Lucian main stage.
And you guys, I wish you all the best. I know you're not going to break a leg, literally, but break a leg.
We want to thank the soup as well. We do know that you will be with us on that
Yes, we
evening.
shall.
We're looking forward to having all of you there as well to work closely with you.
Now, my sister from another mother, my new sister on the soup. I want to know, what has your experience been like being with us for the first time on the set? You're such a joy and a pleasure to be with Offset. So let me hear from you. What's it like?
I'm just happy I'm going to the Jazz Sampler. That's all that matters to me right now. For my cocktail, for my scholarship, let me tell you, ladies, I'm giving you my number. I address everything at this point. Trust me. And it was really fantastic. TC Brown, you ladies, it was so great. And I love having a schedule ahead, so I know I'm about to be on April 28th, all right, at 8 p.m. at the Culture Center. And that is
Well, the
the
cocktail starts
From
at 7.
7.
So
The
come
cocktail.
you
in
wanna
if
miss
you
the
want to get
food
ready.
But
Just come in at 7.
People are, that's 6:30. Okay, let me tell you something. I cannot miss it.
So in case you want to be on the next Jazz Sampler, how can someone contact you?
Well, they could email us at the St. Lucia Jazz Sampler at gmail.com.
The St. Lucia Jazz Sampler at Gmail. Very
Or go on
straightforward.
Facebook and
Yes,
we get a
drop a
lot of
message,
messages
yeah, on
through Facebook.
Now,
Yeah.
speaking of Facebook, you guys need to let us know your feelings and what you enjoy about the soup. And here are our handles. For Facebook, it's _soup. Now, looking at my paper to make sure I don't get it wrong. _soup, because the Instagram is a little different. It's _soup SLU. _soup SLU. And of course, on YouTube, the soup SLU. So if you missed episodes, you can always get back on and catch up with us.